Liberia, distraught by prolonged civil war, is now experiencing rapid transformation as several development and reconstruction projects get underway in various parts of the country under the leadership of President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. These initiatives are part of the country's medium-term development strategy, the Agenda for Transformation, AFT, a critical cornerstone of the long-term Liberia Rising, which seeks to make Liberia a middle-income country by 2030. The AFT implementation is overseen by the Liberia Development Alliance, a multi-stakeholder forum that monitors and reports on progress. The AFT has 5 pillars and seek to address peace, security, rule of law, economic transformation, human development, governance, and public institutions, and cross-cutting issues. At the core of the strategy is the government's effort to resuscitate the economy, create jobs, and reduce poverty. Under economic transformation, the government has launched an ambitious energy program, beginning with the rehabilitation of the Mount Coffee hydropower plant, intended to expand and provide affordable electricity to the public. The 80-megawatt hydropower plant is being supplemented by 3 heavy-fuel diesel power plants supported by the World Bank, Government of Japan, and the Liberian government, totaling $58 million United States dollars. On the launch of the hydro, Liberia's President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf was upbeat about the project.
We will continue to promote that togetherness, that collective spirit of being able to get things done, not only for the hydro, as important as it is, but for all the many other development activities that are ongoing across the country.
As part of the energy strategy, the country, with donor support, is separately implementing a rural electrification project as part of the West Africa Power Pool project. The cross-border component of this project will restore electricity to 4 counties: Nimba, Grandjide, Rivergy, and Maryland. Another component of the project is the Côte d'Ivoire, Liberia, Sierra Leone, and Guinea interconnection project, which seeks to deploy roughly 1,360-kilometer high-voltage transmission line and building sub-power stations in Liberia. Already, residents in Ganta-Nimba County are benefiting from a 24-hour electricity. Some petty business people in the streets of Ganta-Nimba County, one of Liberia's commercial areas, explain how the electricity project has brought relief to them.
I feel very fine for electricity in Ganta because it's a help for we, the students, and then it's a help for the business people because it sometimes make the business people stay alone on the street and sometimes carry away criminal activities because when we have street light, we will have so many, good facility, will have people, moving around, businesses going on, students are achieving what is also, achieve, in a good direction.
To also boost electricity in parts of Liberia, President Sirleaf has ordered the Liberia Electricity Corporation to begin connecting 1,000 houses every month. Government Agenda for Transformation is also tackling the restoration of access roads across the country to reduce the cost of transportation, mainly in rural Liberia. Due to bad roads, most marketers usually transport goods from rural areas by trucks, as commercial taxis are unable or sometimes charging a very high cost. Government has approved $23 million United States dollars in its 2013-2014 budget as counterpart support to the Liberia Road Asset Management Project for road and bridge construction. Already, the 180-kilometer road between Monrovia and Banga and the 69-kilometer road between Banga and the Guinean border are currently being rebuilt. Because of bad roads, commercial drivers usually find it difficult to travel to rural areas and also spend thousands of dollars on repairing their vehicles.
For us, we the old car owner, it's bad for us. And the road is straight, everything is okay. We're able to run and get small daily bread for our children to send them to school. But if the road bad, we're not able to provide. Anyone we get, we're going to back to the auto park. But personally, I see how the road pressure is going. It's very fine.
So tell me, when the road was bad, how you guys used to feel?
Well, you feel bad, but no other way to do because the government don't have no hand at that time. But personally, the government has a hand, so he's trying to help us.
So you think if the road is fixed, your car will not be damaged like this?
Not like this, because the racking carry the bricks off.
For us, we the Cameroon, our once or me solid rock. I'm so happy because before we can pay the tax, but we can see nothing going on. But for now, paying tax because our tire and things are getting protected because when the road already, we not get tire parent, we not get no parent. So for me, I don't get parent with tax and things. So I feel happy for the road.
Business people are also appreciative of the road network in rural counties.
I'm happy I'm one of the passengers. I'm dollars a leave, but I always travel with the camel, going to village to sell. But most of the time we suffer a lot because in the area we got to get out to push the car. And if I will be running, going, the tire will burst or the car will face problems. So we all tell the government, thank you very much.
In Lofa County, government through the collection of taxes is now paving the streets with cement as a means to give the city a facelift. Citizens of Lofa, business people, and students are upbeat about the project.
The road condition in Fonjema district, they just started it, but really what they are doing, we are admiring it, and also it's helping the district to show out a good example, because as we are seeing, they putting the cement on the road is also helping the business women and also the businessmen that are trying to improve the district.
The road, very environment, laying on the street, we're so happy. You see, we appreciate it.
Yeah, I feel fine about the road because those are fine history if I can't tell that we got the kind of road. So I feel so fine. Help us because during the dry season, there's a rain, like dry season, like the dust. But now we can see that there's no more dust in Voyema City. But we tell them thank you very much because they are making use of our tax that we are paying. Before Voyema was very dusty. When you say one, the dusty city was Voyema. Because as a student, and for me I'm a student. But anytime when I go to school, the dust would make all my uniform dirty. Rainy season, when I get on the street before I reach to my campus, I'll be dirty, I'll be messed up. But this time I can see that I can go clean and come clean.
While roads and energy are at the core of the economic transformation pillar, work is being done to improve the ports, with upgrades of the free port of Monrovia and other port facilities across the country. Progress is also being made across the agriculture and telecommunications sectors through various interventions under the strategy. The introduction of the African Coast to Europe, or ACE cable, has seen high levels of internet penetration in the country. The progress, notwithstanding, and rapid acceleration of development works, challenges remain. The government is now focused on rehabilitating the Roberts International Airport, but would require funding commitments and support from donors and partners. Liberia's road to recovery is still in progress as several reforms are currently taking place, with the security sector drawing increasing attention with the gradual drawdown of the United Nations mission in Liberia. Towards this end, the Liberian government is accelerating its phase-out strategy to address the gap with unmanned departure, with training and capacity building for military and paramilitary officers. Efforts are continuing to restructure the countries, including the armed forces, the police, and immigration, amongst others. The justice system is also being revamped and supported, aimed at improving the justice system of the country. Under the Human Development pillar, progress is being made in the health sector, with more counties having access to health services. Youth development is also a key counterpiece of this pillar, with efforts directed at youth empowerment programs and opportunities. The reconstruction of the Monrovia Vocational Training Center is one of many projects being funded to address the country's capacity deficit. The AFT is also revamping institutions to support the governance process, with several reforms and capacity building initiatives taking place. All across the country, progress is being made, and evidence is on show that Liberia is indeed on the road to recovery.